So I wanted to do a video about the current state about UFL. Now, if you don't know who I am or you have seen the previous videos, I am not moaning at anyone. I am just giving my own personal feedback on the direction of the game so far. The user base, the retention, and the longevity of the game. Now, in my opinion, the issue we have now, and this is me going back to basically, they are changing the goalposts all the time. It feels like the game is not polished. They don't know what direction they want to go in. They don't know what player base they want to play with. They don't know whether they should go for new players or old players. You've now caught yourself in a catch-22 now of if you give too many rewards for divisions, so say we get 50 million for getting into Ruby. Now, the other issue I have with skins in particular, there's going to be a few things I'm going to cover in this video that you may or may not agree with. If you do disagree, you are more than welcome to comment down below. Just be polite. You don't have to be rude. Everybody's opinion matters. As long as you aren't being offensive or anything like that, it's completely fine with me. Now, this video is kindly just for UFL and UFL only, but like I say, if you guys want to add to it, comment down below. Now, I find the direction of this game is becoming very, very inconsistent and very stale. So let me expand upon that. First of all, the game came out officially around the 5th of December, around that day, I don't know exactly. Since the 5th of December, we've had Showdown added and we've had Training added, right? This mode here you see. They listened to us on training. Now, I understand between the times of December and January was Christmas, New Year's, they went away, small team, etc. I completely understand that. Now, my biggest issue straight away was Showdown. We all remember when Showdown first got announced. Everybody was super excited, but the rewards weren't great. A lot of feedback came back into that. They then juiced up rewards. Fantastic. That's really good that they're responding to the community really fast, and they're getting all of this done quickly. Now, my biggest issue since this came down, and I will show you in a second on the channel just to back it up my point as well. I've been covering UFL since the first official release, as most of you know from the channel anyway. And as you can see here, we had it on the 1st of December, 5th of December, 1 month ago. Then I started doing lots of videos on it, as you guys know, and I want to kind of get to, and I'll explain where it is in a second, what my biggest issue is with Showdown in a second. And basically, since Showdown came out, we've been stumble blocked at Showdown, right? Then, once Showdown was done, we had Ranked. And as you know, if you don't know, I have 2 accounts. One for YouTube, because my gamer tag's on there. I get a lot of friend requests and messages. Another one I don't do YouTube on. Another one is I play a lot in the background on. I do play tested. Now, my biggest issue, if you look right underneath my camera, in rivals or divisions, you get claimed packs and reputation. Now, the higher you get up, it's just more reputation and better packs. That's fine. If that was the ground stone of where they were starting, that is completely fine. The issue you have now is, for me personally, I personally think they upped Showdown rewards way too fast. So I know you're saying, what are you talking about? That is ridiculous. Right now, if you get 1 win in Showdown, you get 4 million CP, a skin pack, and a couple boosters, I believe, off the top of my head. That's great. Issue I have is, for me to do that in Showdown, all I have to do is win 1 game. So if I win my first game, that's giving me more rewards than if I were to play in divisions. So going back to divisions again, if I go ahead and win 6 and then win the double win streak one, I go up to the next division, right? The next division on this account would be, of course, Ruby. For that, I will get myself, for example, going into Platinum 1, 3 basic packs and 20,000 RP. That's great. The issue we have now, and this is me going back to basically, they are changing the goalposts all the time. It feels like the game is not polished. They don't know what direction they want to go in. They don't know what player base they want to play with. They don't know whether they should go for new players or old players. They're kind of just trying to people please, essentially, and people please everyone. Okay, everyone's moaning about this. Let's change that quickly. Okay, now we've changed that. Let's go ahead and fix this really quickly. I suggest, and this is my opinion, you should polish the game up first, then look at feedback from patches and gameplay, etc. So what I mean by that, when the game first came out, the first thing we had on the market is you couldn't search by nations, or there was no nations of players. They added that in the patch that came out, and I'll go ahead and reference that in a second on the channel, a couple weeks later after they came back from the winter break. Fantastic. Biggest issue right now is you still can't search by nation. You still can't search anything like that. Small details, but it does polish the game off more. The next massive thing that I've said several times is skins. You see here, we've got all these skins, but they still do not represent anywhere in game what they actually do. The only thing I've noticed is an actual example is the increased XP, because you can see that when you finish a game of what player gets what. Di Maria always gets more XP, and the same for my Endrick, because it says they're 5% increase plus 30. The other skills, I have zero idea what they do when it comes to anything in-game. For example, we have all these skins on now. Shot power stamina plus 1.5 stars. Penalties and long shots plus 1.5 stars. But when I go on here, there's still no example of what that does. This is what I mean by polishing. We need more polished things. This needs to be the priority as of now. Gameplay can wait. Because if you don't polish this off, you are not going to make your sales in skin packs, which is going to keep this game alive. That's my personal opinion. Like I say, you guys can disagree, etc. The next thing for me going back to Showdown is, yes, it's fantastic that you listen to the community, and you do listen to the community, but you listen to everybody. You don't have to listen to me. You need to listen to the players who are the hardcore players of what they're enjoying. You also need to listen to players who have just started the game brand new, what they like and don't like. Gather all that feedback and then decide from that feedback, okay, this seems to be mentioned a lot, this not as much. Prioritize what is mentioned a lot more. I know right now gameplay is in a certain situation where it's not amazing. I know people were struggling with defending, so you got a lot of feedback about struggling with defending, so you patch defending or you try to up it to help out the people who complained about it. Then the next one was long ball directionals. You went ahead and fixed that. But the issue we have now is if I go on to UFL as of today, the only things I have to do is challenges. Play the weekly, log in 4 days in a row is one challenge. Win 10 games, etc. These are daily ones. Okay, that's fair enough. It is what it is. But then there's nothing else to do. Now, with the biggest issue going back to Showdown again is as of right now, you are kind of just refusing to change it back to how it was before, where it's done on ELO base, not done on divisions. So the biggest issue you have with divisions is, one, there's no reason to go up in divisions because the rewards aren't great anyway. You're giving us reputation, which now you don't deduct. So I can get reputation from just playing the first 3 games. I get 2,000. That's 6,000 every day. If I just play those first 3 games a day, 6,000 RP, don't need to do the rest. Now, if my ELO is, or my matchmaking, sorry, is linked to my division in Showdown and I get 15 wins, that's 15,000 plus the daily 6,000 on top. So for one weekend, I can get 21,000 RP from Showdown, right? So what everybody is doing, and I'm not promoting it, but I need to keep saying it in videos for you to listen. People in divisions are now deranking themselves. You don't know what that means. They could be in Premier, they could be in Diamond, they could be in Ruby, they could be in Platinum, but they're all dropping down. So Premier's going all the way down to Platinum. Ruby's dropping all the way down to Silver. Platinum are dropping all the way down to Bronze. If you're a brand new player on the game and you play against your first game against the AI, the CPU, you get put into Bronze, the first person you're playing has a full 86 plus team, and you're stuck with 64, 70s, etc. What does that give you as an initial idea for the game? You're like, okay, maybe I need to learn the game, but that guy's team was crazy. Let me go learn. You've got nowhere else to go to learn the mechanics apart from local play, which is playing against somebody who's in the house with you or playing against the AI. You're not going to be able to upgrade your team either, so you need to go back into ranked or into divisions to carry on. But the next person you play has also dropped down. Then the next person you've played has also dropped down. All these people are dropping down is because of Showdown rewards are better than rival rewards or division rewards. The issue, or rank rewards, whatever you want to call it. Now, the issue you have is if you now go ahead and go, well, let's go ahead and absolutely rank up the rank rewards. So if you do get into Gold 1 or Ruby 1, Ruby 3, you get 100 million CP plus 4 skin packs. You're then making the game super unbalanced for yourselves. You've now caught yourself in a catch-22 now of if you give too many rewards for divisions, so say we get 50 million for getting into Ruby, 100 million to Diamond, and then 300 million for the Premier, the top division, right? You can go ahead and buy one of the best players. But by then, I could buy 2 of the best players. If I'm buying the best players that early, and you could probably do it in a day if you sweated it really hard enough and you knew the game well enough, you then got 3 or 2 of the best players. There's nowhere else to go. So what everybody is doing right now in this game, and your statistics that you promoted showed it, and again, I'll show that in a second, of how the game is. On average, you're having like 5 people play a week. 5 games a week, and that sounds like it's just Showdown, getting like 1 win or 5 losses and then stopping. Because there's no incentive to play ranked right now, like you get no rewards from ranked right now that's worth even bothering. Like a basic pack. If we have a look what a basic pack is, it's this here. 2.4% of personal, legendary, epic, rare. But we don't know what the skins do. So why would I even bother trying to achieve anything from this if I don't know what they do? Now, the other issue I have with skins in particular, and yes, you gave me some packs. We all opened that. You saw that. But you see how much I've been playing this, of how many skins I've got from doing showdowns, divisions. I've got 8 of these Teamwork series skins that are just uncommon. Nothing to do with them. You can see that if I move my camera out the way slightly here, I've actually got 200, where is it? 216 skins. I can only use 11. Why do I need this many skins that I don't even know what they do? So you've got a massive issue here with going back to me saying the game needs to be polished with these skins in particular, because nobody knows what the skins truly do, and nobody's going to invest their time playing the game even more when I already have 216 skins with a squad that can only use 11. The bench, they don't do anything. Unless you're going to change that. I know if you have changed that, you haven't expressed it or explained it anywhere. So the balancing in this game right now is, if you are a person that plays the game a lot, you're either sweating the Premier Division just to stay in the top ranks to get yourself a reward. Now, if you don't know how it works in divisions, after 67 days, where it says Platinum 1 above that, it says 67 days, the season ends, you'll get a reward for that, right? That's fantastic. We don't know what the reward is or the incentive of the reward, but you can see here, this is essentially how it works. That's great. But if you are not in those top divisions, if you're around Diamond and Ruby and you can't be bothered to go to Premier, all everybody is doing is dropping all the way down to gold, silver, and bronze, even the early stages of platinum, to just absolutely destroy everybody in Showdown, because the incentive to play Showdown is way better than the incentive to play divisions. So if no one's playing divisions in the week because they've either relegated themselves or they want to stay in Premier Division, then anybody's only playing Showdown. Now, if you know how most people play the game, and you'll have the retention of most people's gaming, right? If you're going into Showdown as a Bronze 1 or a Silver 1 player or a Gold 1 player, and you're coming up against mega teams, your Showdown's going to end really fast. Like, you might get a couple wins, a draw, and a load up, and then 5 losses. It's over. For anyone that's playing the top divisions and dropping down, they're going to get rage quits, which means they're getting this even quicker, which means then they can stop playing the game for the rest of the week, repeat again Friday. So right now, we've got absolutely nothing to do in midweek apart from these challenges. That's all we have to do. Now, like I say, now I'm going to go over and show you some of the examples that I mentioned, just in case you wanted to see them. So let's go over to the YouTube channel again. So as you can see on the channel here, we are back on it. We can see right across here on the far left, this video here, the most frustrating UFL showdown. This needs to be fixed as soon as possible. I mentioned in that video a month ago, and I'll bring up the date of the video now so you can have a look exactly when I posted it. You can see here that I posted on the 23rd of December. So that is now a month and 5 days later. This issue still hasn't been fixed. Now, this isn't the end or be all of the game, but what I said in that was about people relegating themselves and essentially cheating in Showdown because they know it's ranked base in terms of what division you are in. Now, I mention it again in another video, and I'll go ahead and show you that one now as well. So again, we are back on the channel, and as you can see here, this one here, Showdown event is completely broken right now. Again, 1 month ago, and I'll go ahead and show you the date of this as I mentioned. And you can see here that the dates are very, very close. If anything, a week later, the 27th. So it's been a month since I've said that again. So there are 2 prime examples right there of me saying about Showdown being broken. And I stated in those videos, and you guys are more than welcome to go back and check them, if they don't fix that issue in Showdown, the game will die. So exactly what is happening right now is the game retention's falling off. People don't want to play the game anymore because you've got people relegating themselves in divisions, and you've got people doing that in Showdown and playing Showdown only. So they only have to play for 15 games if they relegated down and they absolutely smash everybody in terms of matchmaking to get more CP than you would from doing a daily challenge 7 days a week. So if you did all of these challenges every single day, you're still getting more CP from playing just 15 games in Showdown to get that done. If that isn't a huge red flag for UFL and you guys, if you are watching it, in terms of the longevity of this game, I don't know what else to say. I'm not moaning the game in terms of gameplay or talking about anything like that, patches. I'm solely talking about the user base, the retention, and the longevity of the game. Now, in my opinion, we need to be more polished. As you know, we need to add something else in. I know we've got draft coming. I know there's some AI modes coming in March. And you guys are being too much, in my opinion, a people pleaser. You need to just concentrate on the identity of the game. Whatever the identity of the game is that you feel like should be how the game is played, stick to that. Stop trying to change it for what everybody wants. Nobody knows what they truly want from a football game. Yes, we all want better passing. Yes, we don't want to pay to win to have a good team. People don't want this, but you need to understand as well, you are a business in yourself. You need to go, this is how defending's going to be. If you don't want to learn it, unfortunately, you need to go to another game or try to learn it. You've messed around with that. That got broken. Now we are playing catch-up. I understand you're a small team, but all that's going on right now is fixing the patches. Patch. Let's make the gameplay amazing. Let's say you made the gameplay, in the next 2 updates that came out, the gameplay is unbelievably good. It's so fun. There's still no reason to go up in ranked. You're just going to stick with the same people. I'm not going to sit here playing casual, and I'm not going to sit here playing local until the weekend. I'm just going to go ahead and play something else. Now, in terms of what needs to be added, yes, there are trillions of things to be added. The first one for me, what I would like to add is in terms of challenges, being able to choose one of the players I have in my squad. For example, let's use Locatelli. I choose Locatelli. There is then a challenge tracker for him where I can go daily, weekly, personals. With Locatelli, I need to play 500 games with him, score 500 goals, win 500 tackles, and I unlock different levels of personal skins for him. Doesn't have to be like what they are now. For example, the Endrick skin or the Isaac skin. They can be just the basic ones, and I go, okay, that skin like a lot. Let's go ahead and go and try and get myself one from the store or objectives or anything like that for a personal one for Locatelli. The issue you have is you're opening up packs to get skins, and then I have to buy the player, which I completely understand why that's a thing, but I've got no idea if I'll like Isaac. Like, I bought Endrick. For me, personally, I actually regret buying Endrick. Don't even use him in my team. So I wasted coins on that and a CP on that to get that done. So this is the big issue with this. There is nothing to achieve in this game in the week. Only the weekend there is something to achieve. I know this is a bit of a rant video, but I want the game to do well. I don't post all this content on UFL, trying to build up community feedback, trying to build up a community around it in the Discord I have, talk about updates, if I wasn't truly invested in this game and I want the best out of it. You can see here, where I did a whole thing of 21 minutes of me going through my entire Discord of everybody else's feedback of the game. I'm not saying you need to listen to all of that. I'm not saying all of that feedback is correct. But what I am saying is I am backing this game to do well. I want this game to do well. The direction it is as of right now, in my opinion, is the absolute opposite of what I wanted from a football game. You guys have lost your identity of what UFL is. You are now just trying to be another carbon copy of any other football game. I'm not just talking specifically about EA or Konami. It could be anyone. You guys have lost your own identity. You've got no identity right now. You are just another football game trying to be like other football games. Be yourself. Back yourself. Stop being people pleasers. Hopefully this kind of tunes in. If you guys disagree with anything, I know it's a long video, comment down below. I'll try and condense it with some editing here and there. I had to get it off my chest because I want the game to do well, but it's really difficult to make the game do well with everything that's going on at the moment. Thank you so much for watching anyway. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next UFL video, and hopefully UFL do watch this.